Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and for today's review I'm super excited to finally take a look at the Mondo 1/12 scale Real Ghostbusters action figures. So the box is pretty tall. I did not expect it to be this big. It's modeled after the animated version of a ghost trap. So this is the front of the box. This pattern goes all the way up to the top. On the side has Peter Venkman down here. It says 112, has Mondo. And just tilting it on its side, you can see the Real Ghostbusters up there, the little knob here. Top of the box has a gauge. Then the side of the box has more buttons and stuff to make it look like a real ghost trap. And then on the back of the box, there's, some warnings about 14 and up. And then you'll see that it shows who did the sculpting, the concept, who did the art direction, the packaging art. Like, this is pretty cool. And then when you open it up, it's got a magnet front. Get this piece of paper out the way, and you'll see, well, I guess first you'll see Slimer, but going up, you'll see Peter and some of his accessories and Sam Hain trapped in the box. I did not get the version that comes with Sam Hain. I'm not really interested in collecting the ghosts. I kind of just want the guys, so really just one of my favorite Ghostbusters, but this is super cool. I know that the pack that comes with a large ghost, the box, is the firehouse, and it comes with like some diorama pieces, which is pretty awesome. But enough about the box. Let's get this guy open and see if Mondo really smashed creating these guys in 1/12 scale. Okay, so just real quick before I take him completely out of the packaging, look at how much excess plastic is back here. You could literally cut this off, and the package would probably be fine. So yeah, there's no reason why this should be this big unless, they created this in mind with somebody having Sam Hain, and Sam Hain's supposed to be behind here. So this is just how it comes, and they can't adjust the blisters for single carded figures. But man, that is a waste of real estate. I can't believe they did that. And here's Peter Venkman right out of his packaging. First glance, like, this is beautifully painted, beautifully sculpted, looks exactly as he's supposed to look. Like, he's completely on model. Love the gradient from the light to the dark of his hair. The sculpt looks really good. I love the base neutral expression. Very cocky, very cool. The color of his jumpsuit is like a nice chocolate brown with like the greenish blue collar, and then the cuffs. All the details on his belt are painted really, really cleanly. Back of the suit there. Seems like there's like a little bit of like lighter or like, like a different brown shading over it to give it some kind of wash, which is pretty cool. These little lines here for the zippers are painted cleanly. The ghost, no ghost logo is painted nicely. Elbow pads painted cleanly. Pants, good. Shoes, good. The laces are painted really nice. Bottom of the feet, Mondo. And there's 2 peg holes here, so you can peg them into a stand if you want to. And then just taking a quick look at Slimer, because he's another figure that comes with him. I'm glad that Slimer came with Peter without having to buy Sam Hain. That's pretty cool. But yeah, Slimer looks great. Exactly like he looked in the cartoon before they switched to like the focusing more on Slimer. I think they changed the design just like a little bit, but yeah, looks very good. Then he comes on this little green base, which we'll get into this green base later, but it's cool. So for articulation, which I'm kind of worried about this guy, he's got single jointed elbows, single jointed knees. I'm a proponent of having double joints regardless of if a figure needs them or not. I just want all the potential levels of articulation I can get. If I'm paying, a ton of money for a figure, or even if I'm not paying a ton of money for a figure, I just want that, unless it's supposed to be like a 5 points of articulation figure. So the head looks to be on a ball joint, I believe, so he can kind of look up that much, which isn't a ton. He can look down just a little bit. Honestly, they should have given him some neck articulation, so you can use that as well. Having both of those things be on a ball joint or double ball peg would have really helped. Let's pop this off and see. So yeah, this is on a double ball peg, but it looks like the neck of the peg is too short to really do anything. This doesn't really move in this cavity all that well, but it was really easy to take his head off. One more thing to note as well, I think it's the type of paint that they use, but you can easily scuff the figures, so be very careful what you let him lean up against. For the arms, very smooth out of the box. You do get a T-pose, which is good. I'm not always a fan of this situation here where it's like a lump and then it comes out. Prefer that be a little bit smoother. You can rotate it all the way around. He does have these little cups here that look like they're supposed to cover, you know, for a butterfly joint, but really you're just using these hinges. But if you pull them back, they do pop out. And then coming together, this middle piece here is not soft whatsoever, which is kind of a bummer. I knew they weren't looking to probably give them any kind of ab crunch, but that's as far as you can get the arms in. And like I said, you can twist here. Doesn't look like, yeah, you can't really get him to go forward or back. So he's just got waist swivel, which is disappointing, honestly speaking. I would have loved, you know, I understand that the reason why these guys were $100 was because of Hasbro, but I don't think Hasbro mandated they can't have ab crunch. Like, that's a little ridiculous. And then I also understand, you know, you don't want to break up the sculpt, but you could definitely do something to make this look good, have some articulation, and not break up the sculpt. Like, there's rubber overlays for a reason. The diaper here is actually rubber, so I'm surprised that this isn't, you know, a soft rubber where you could do, you know, some ab crunch. For the elbows, they get 90 degrees, which, you know, isn't bad. The hands, the one saving grace, I think for this figure is that the hands are on like the ball hinge, which is great. Allows for great articulation and movement, and then you can get him to, you know, probably grip the neutrino wand on his back. And then coming down to the legs for the splits, I'm going to be very careful because this guy seems like he doesn't really want to split whatsoever. The legs seem kind of stiff, honestly. So for the splits, I've only been able to get him to go out that far. If someone else can get him to go a little wider, let me know. But this is what I've got so far. And then doesn't feel like there's any thigh swivel. Like, I haven't been able to get him to do anything. I think I might have to heat this guy up. Because it is just on a ball joint, so he should be able to go further. But this right here is how far you can get him to kick up. He does have a single jointed knee, which you can like swivel on that joint. Again, I don't think there's any reason why this guy should have had a single jointed knee, especially because I don't think it looks that great. But yeah, there's no reason why these guys should have had single jointed knees. But you do have a swivel up here at the top of the boot. The foot goes way far down, which is great. Comes way far up, which is great. They don't have any kind of toe joint, which, I mean, they probably don't need it. But again, like, you're paying $100. I want all the articulation, bells and whistles. But you can get an incredible ankle pivot. Like, that's awesome. So if I could get this to loosen up a bit, which I'll probably have to put some shock oil in there, and then come back and show you guys. But yeah, you can get them to probably have a pretty wide stance. But yeah, that's Peter's articulation. For Slimer, he doesn't have a ton. His arms just go up and down. And then on this stand here, he's on a little ball peg, so you can give him to wiggle around as well. So turn around and stuff like that. His arms don't go in and out. I would have liked if they, you know, gave him some wrist articulation. That would have been cool. Like, just really, even like a straight peg, so you could just twist it. That would be cool too. But yeah. This stand right here doesn't really make a lot of sense because if you put them side by side, Slimer's going to be way down there on the floor. So I don't know if they're expecting you to, like, put him on top of something so he can be, you know, height with the rest of the guys or Peter. But yeah, this stand makes no sense. They should have made the neck of it a lot taller so he could just naturally be pretty high up. But yeah, let's move on to his accessories. Alright, so I applied some shock oil, and while it did loosen up these legs just a little bit, I think it's literally by design that they only go out this much. Which, again, I don't expect my Ghostbusters to be in Spider-Man poses, but at the same time, like, I don't know. The price you pay, I just need them to do a little bit more. Like, you can't even, I mean, you can push the legs back, so you can get them into, like a running pose if you want to. But yeah, I don't know, lack of articulation when I paid, you know, so much for it. And granted, I know the price is Hasbro's fault, but still, it's just disappointing. If they can't do anything with the torso, at least you can make the legs a little bit more fun. Anyways, moving on to accessories. So for accessories, Peter comes with a handful of stuff. Even if you didn't get the 2-pack Sam Hain bundle, there's nothing bonus that comes with that besides, Sam Hain himself. So he has this extra head sculpt that's got like a frown. Looks really good, looks battle ready. I kind of hope they release some kind of expression pack so you can, get more expressions from the show. They did a lot. I mean, I want a face where he's slimed and he's upset at Slimer. A face that's laughing. That'd be pretty cool. Scared face, they've all had those in the show. So definitely the world is their oyster with that. Then he comes with the trap that has a pedal, and the cord here is actually wired. I'm not going to uncoil it, but you can if you want to. And of course, he could hold it in either of these hands. So you can get him to just hold on to that. I mean, of course, put it in there better, but he can hold on to it. Let me put it in like another way. There. So he can hold on to it. It's like a loose grip because these hands are basically for gripping all the accessories that he can grip. And then it comes with this portion here that you just slide in. And then it clicks in. You don't have to worry about it falling out. So now you have a complete ghost trap like the box. Very cool. And then you get the stream for his proton pack, which looks awesome. Very anime accurate. Like the cool, like bluish, greenish tones it's got in it. It's not very like soft, so be careful. You could snap it in half. And then for that stream, you get the proton pack here. Looks very, very good. Mine has some kind of like stuff probably from the factory. I guess you can probably just get that off of water, but yeah, very animation accurate. Almost said anime, but it's animation accurate. The wand here looks very good as well. Nicely painted and sculpted. Very cool. All the buttons very cleanly painted. This hose here is rubber, and then you can just attach this to the back. Let's see, what's the best way to put this on? I don't want to like snap this. Let's see. I'm not sure how they actually want you to put this on here. I definitely don't want to snap this in half or snap off of this little holder here. But on the side here, there's another hook with this side that you can put the trap on, which just has like a little indent right there. So you can put that on it, which is pretty cool. So you can have them all kitted out. I guess just like tie the pedal around the bottom. But yeah, for the wand portion, I'm very scared to just like snap it in there because I do not want to break this. If this was like a softer plastic, I'd be a little bit more fine doing that. But the trap can sit on there, and then the straps in the front look good. And good implementation of how you like pull it up. So you just pull it up like that, slide it over them, and then you can go ahead and plug that back in. I don't think that's plugged in all the way, but that's fine. You'll get the gist of how it looks. So this is him with his proton pack on, very nicely fit to the body. Looks very good. And if this was up here, you can get him to like reach back and grab it. So, I mean, again, while double jointed elbows aren't necessary, I don't know, I just want them. He can still do everything he needs to do without them, but I just want them. That's just a personal preference. But yeah, you can get him to reach behind him and like grab it too, so that's cool. Then some of his final accessories, he comes with Sam Hain here being sucked up into the trap. So when you actually have the trap, and the reason why this is removable, you pull this piece out, and then you can put the Sam Hain one in here, which I'm glad that they give you this too without having to buy Sam Hain. That's very, very generous, very cool. And then it looks like you're capturing Sam Hain, which is super cool. Very nicely painted, sculpted, nice expression there. And you got the electricity of the trap. That's very, very cool. Very cool display option. Love that. And then, of course, he comes with hands for his gloved option. So if you just pull off the hands he's got now, you can slip this onto his wrists and then just plug it in. And then he's got hands, which are still in that, like, open, clutching, like, pose. So, like, grabbing something. And then his final accessory, final accessory is this little stand. Nothing crazy. But you can put his feet on there, so just plug that in, just a clear stand, if you want him to just stand on your shelf without taking a tumble, or I guess to ensure that he won't take a tumble. But he's very solid on his feet, so he's not, there's nothing to worry about, so you can have him standing on the stand like that. Yeah, so those are all of his accessories. The only things I would say I want are more hands. Definitely don't think that just having two pairs of the pretty much the same hands, just one gloved, one ungloved, does it. I think he should have some pointer finger hands. He is the leader of the Ghostbusters. Even Mezco gave them a ton of different hands. And those are about like the same price as these guys, but you get them in like a 4-pack. I definitely think he should have some fists. I just believe, like, just like how every action figure should have some kind of ab crunch or, you know, cool, you know, double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. I think every action figure should have fists no matter what you are. You know, case in point, they gave this mummy from Jada Toys some fists. They gave him crazy ab crunch. And this guy does, I mean, sure, he's supposed to, like, be weird and, you know, get into strange poses to scare people, but at the same time, they didn't have to go this far out. Like, if this guy only had a waist swivel, like, sure, I'd understand that, because really, you just need him to do this. But they went all out on his articulation. No reason for him to even do the splits, but they did that for him. And these kind of look like the same hips. So, you know, I'm questioning why they decided to do these decisions for Mondo, because a lot of the changes don't break up the sculpt whatsoever. Like, if they had the other pieces, I think I could overlook literally the things I don't like the no, you know, the no ab crunch. If I could get them into a deep split, great, awesome, cool. If I can have double jointed elbows and knees, awesome. But yeah, so just food to think about. Very interesting choices. I'd love to talk to one of the guys and understand, like, the process behind deciding, you know, how to articulate them. But other than that, I think it's great. I do think they should have given Slimer some accessories, like a different head sculpt maybe. He's got a ton of different faces he makes in the show. But he doesn't come with any accessories, not even if you buy the deluxe edition, which is very interesting. Even like a swappable pair of arms would be cool. Like he could have like crossed arms, because I know they, you know, would try to make him go into a scary place and he wouldn't want to go there. But yeah, definitely could have done that. Maybe some slime, extra slime accessories for him or something. But maybe we'll get an accessory pack, like I said, down the road, and they'll include that, or some SDCC exclusive version will have extra stuff. But yeah, let's move on to some size comparisons. And to start us out on our size comparisons, here he is against his real-life counterpart, Peter Venkman here, with the Bill Murray likeness from Mezco. And then here we have the Mezco Turtles in the Toon Cartoon Edition. They stand pretty nicely together. Actually, I think they stand at least a little, pretty much close to the same height, Peter versus Peter. And then again, what I was talking about, like the Mezco, I think back when they made these guys, they weren't known for giving crazy articulation to characters that didn't really need it, even with the soft goods. But you can get him to crunch a little bit, even with the jumpsuit on, get him to do a greater split. And he does have double jointed knees, which is cool. The, you know, ankles and everything might be something to desire. I know he still has the single jointed elbows, but still, you know, they did give them a little bit of extra articulation, and see, they gave him fist sculpts, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, so I'm still kind of interested in the thought process behind the articulation scheme for this guy. But beyond that, I think they look pretty cool. So you can do like a mashup between him meeting, you know, a more realistic version. They did have that crossover event in the comics. You could definitely do some pictures if you have these guys. And here he is next to some other cartoon accurate figures. So the Jada Toys Shaggy, and then the Super 7 2003 Ninja Turtles. Looks very good next to them. I definitely get some cool crossovers with either the Ninja Turtles or Scooby-Doo. They did meet the Ninja Turtles in a two-part comic run, which is pretty cool. But I don't think they've met the Scooby-Doo gang, so you can definitely get some cool pictures there. And here he is standing next to some SH figure arts, the full power Super Saiyan Goku, and then the Vegeta with a different head sculpt on him. Definitely going to be taller than these guys. He's a domestic figure versus having these imports, which are normally pretty small. Here he is standing next to the Jada Toys Mummy, and then a Storm Arena Ryu. Again, he's taller than Ryu, but he is shorter than this Mummy. This guy's a little bit taller. And then last but not least, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends animated series Spider-Man and a Marvel Legends Iron Man. You can definitely fit these guys in to do some photo photography or having some kind of crossover. He stands taller than Spider-Man and basically toe-to-toe with this Iron Man, you know, thanks to his hair. But yeah, they look good together. Definitely could fit into your Marvel Legends display if you want to do something like that. So for my final thoughts, I think he looks amazing. I think he looks incredible. Like aesthetics, I give a 10 out of 10. Perfect. Couldn't give you any notes on that. Sculpt is amazing. Paint is amazing. Looks like he jumped right off the screen. Alongside Slimer, amazing, incredible, awesome paint and shading on him as well. In terms of articulation, definitely not going to give this guy high marks on that. A lot to be desired. I don't think it would have ruined the integrity of the way the figure looked if you just gave him a little bit extra range here and there, and, you know, added some stuff. Also, I noticed that because of the type of paint it is, it looks like there's like scuffing here, or maybe the paint is coming off. I don't know if they molded this in a brown plastic, but yeah, doesn't look like it's on any other place. But yeah, just be very careful if you get this guy rubbing him up against stuff. Will definitely scuff this paint or probably take it off, so be very careful. As a huge Ghostbusters fan, I mean, it was a dream to kind of get you know, real Ghostbusters figures beyond the Diamond Select recolors that they did of their normal Ghostbusters line. So this is, I mean, this is pretty awesome. I don't know if Hasbro will ever give us real Ghostbusters, and if they did, they probably wouldn't have any better articulation than these guys. If looking at their I forgot what they're even called, but their line that they used to do for Ghostbusters, just kind of hanging on to it, not doing too much besides they made the HasLab Ecto 1 and then like the Proflica stuff. But yeah. No, this guy is cool. I mean, if you like the real Ghostbusters a lot like I do, maybe pick him up, but I don't know. I'm very conflicted. I just think the price point is too much. Maybe wait for a sale. But if you are looking to get like Peter and Sam Hain, that's probably a good deal. You get a huge chunk of plastic and Sam Hain with some extra accessories, and then of course you get everything you see here that comes with Peter and Slimer. So yeah, very cool figure. Lot left to be desired. I don't think they're going to change anything for the next couple of releases for the other guys. So, you know, we're just going to take what we get and then hope maybe they do like a rerun or something, or fix some stuff with a like SDCC exclusive. But yeah, again, let me know down in the comments below, guys. Are you interested in this line? Are you interested in Mondo delving into 1/12 in general? I see they're making He-Man stuff, which is interesting. I'm not a huge He-Man fan, but that opens the door for maybe, you know, 1/12 Marvel stuff from them. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Take care and have a great rest of your day.